Day, I'm Frankie Perez. Watch PNC Sports every weeknight on News Now for your comprehensive coverage on local sports. We'll keep you updated on your favorite local athletes here and abroad. Plus, we'll get you the best plays on the plays of the day. And every Friday night, we gather the best of the best and give you the plays of the week. If you're an athlete, we're watching out for you. And if you just love sports, well, we know exactly how you feel. PNC Sports, your lifeline for action on Guam.
The world is moving faster than ever. Stay on top and in touch with News Talk K57. Ray Gibson, Patty Arroyo, and Travis Kaufman take the day's biggest stories and turn them into Guam's hottest talk. Local news all day from the Pacific News Center, the economic crisis, energy, trash, education, tourism, and the military buildup. Join the conversation and you'll see why more and more every day people get their news delivered by News Talk K57.
We're back on A Higher Degree with our second segment, and we have two new business students here with us. And if you missed the first part of the show, what we're talking about today is the capstone research projects that our senior business students presented. And this is something that happens at the end of every semester. Dr. Annette Santos, and she's just a tough cookie. Everything I've heard is you guys earn your grades and you work for it. And she has high expectations, which is great because then you're prepared to go out and put together your own business plan, you know, from here on out. And so I'd like to introduce, we have Aaron Ampinko, and he's got the Guam Food Calendar. And our other student here is Dustin Alger, and you have the revitalization of Gefpagu. All right, so first of all, I want you to tell me a little bit about your project. Dustin, let's start with you.
Well, actually, me and my colleagues, we thought of this project actually through Ernie Galito's presentation about basically the Maya Tafamboka campaign. And what we took from that presentation was there is a lack of knowledge from not only tourists, but most importantly locals, of basically how to make Chamorro food. So that was our main issue, and initially our project wasn't the revitalization of Gefpagu. It was to actually establish a company or a place where you could learn how to cook Chamorro food.
Oh, interesting.
But through consultation by our professor, Dr. Santos, she decided, or she recommended to us to try to look into Gefpagu, after we looked into Gefpagu, we actually saw it as a great opportunity to promote Guam's culture, and not only Guam's culture, but also its food.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about what would happen there at Gefpagu that is different from what has happened in the past, and how you're going to bring how you are going to rejuvenate it, bring new energy there.
Well, we really want to establish it as a true Chamorro culture learning center. Right now they do offer like things like salt making, coconut candy, but generally I took a tour there, and everything's so it's fast. Everybody explains it fast. They don't really go behind the history of, you know, coconut candy making, or they don't really show like how to husk the coconut. So what we decided to do was we wanted to not only incorporate food demonstrations of Chamorro cuisine, but also to enhance their current activities. So for example, like the coconut candy, we would show customers how to husk the coconut, explain the history of the coconut, where we get the coconut, and then sea salt making, maybe have customers actually go and out to the reef and actually get the salt.
Oh, wow.
The sea salt.
So that gives you a new appreciation for seasoning your food.
Yes.
Go and get the salt. Okay, so Aaron, tell me a little bit about your Guam Food Calendar. I see you have an example here.
Basically, the Guam Food Calendar, we wanted to have foods that are typically found on our fiesta tables, but not only those, but also foods that we traditionally see in a traditional Chamorro household. Let's say someone likes to eat their grandma's chicken soup like a lot of us do. Well, we wanted to include those foods in our calendar, the directions on how to make it, and also the ingredients that are used in it. That way, if the tourists come and they like our food, they see it in our calendar, they can take it home with them, they can make it, and hopefully they'll make it for their friends. They'll tell them where they learned it, they'll show them our calendar, and that'll bring more tourists to be interested in coming to Guam.
Okay, and how are you going to plan to distribute this? I know we were talking a little bit off air about that, so what's your strategy?
Okay, our strategy isn't to directly sell to the tourists, but go to the retailers who deal with the tourists, like Kmart, DFS, ABC stores. I know they sell calendars, so we would just be distributing to those retailers, and in turn they'll be selling to our consumers.
Did you think about a digital version?
We actually
Like a mobile app?
Oh.
Like Guam mobile app calendar?
Yes, we did. Actually, we had to make a digital copy of this in order to print it, so it wouldn't be too much of a stretch to come up with an app. We'll probably have to have someone who knows how to do that.
Interesting. What was the most important thing that you learned in this capstone as far as your research goes for your project?
Actually, the most shocking thing that I learned is how the younger generation, including myself, like you really, when we going through all this research, you really it comes to light how you need to learn your culture, and so that was really our focus with the revitalization of Gef Pago. Is we want not only people just to go there, but we want them to come out with something like, they come out with something like they learn something about their culture. And that's the most important thing. I mean, the food also is important, but more importantly for us was that people learn about Guam's culture, because it's a great culture.
What about you?
We learned that we have to really look into the statistics, like how many tourists come to Guam. I think realistically, we're not going to capture the whole market, like the 1.1 million that came last year. So part of our strategy was to capture 9%. So we're not trying to get the 1.1 million, but maybe 100,000.
Okay, all right. So that's realistic. So that's your realistic target, and that's good. I know that last year, or maybe it was 2 years ago, so it was in conjunction with GVB when another group of students did their capstone projects on the different fiestas. So we have the Banana Festival in, not fiestas, but festivals. So we have the Banana Festival in Ipan, Talafofo, and the Mango Festival. And those actually came to fruition, if you will, and those business plans were used by the various mayors in several cases. And so how confident are you that these ideas that you have will go from beyond the presentation to the implementation phase? I mean, are you going to still pursue this, or? No?
Actually, after our capstone, we actually presented our proposal to Gef Pago directors, and they enjoyed it, and our plan is we believe it's feasible. We not only do we want to include like the food demonstrations, but we also want to like improve the infrastructure, the landscape. When you go down to Gef Pago, their huts are they're brittle, you know what I mean, and it's not a good site for tourists. So we didn't only focus on like the activities, also focus on the infrastructure and make it a nice place, because they got a good location. It's a natural location. It's right by Inrahan Bay, so it's beautiful, and it's located in southern Guam. And southern Guam is basically what we believe is where the culture really is. If you really go down there and spend time down there.
Now, I noticed that the general manager was there of GVB, Joanne Camacho now, and former First Lady, and so she sat through a couple of presentations, so that must have been kind of interesting to have the GM of GVB listening to you, and I know in other cases they had the farmers and anything else. I know this went so fast, so this segment is wrapping up. So any final words that you want to share with the audience out there that's watching today?
If it's just for enrichment, maybe you want to take the class. It's very educational, so come to UOG.
Oh, I like that. Okay, good.
The business program is a really good program. This class in particular, you really go out there, meet business leaders, and it's you learn a lot. It's very insightful.
Okay, well, good luck to both of you in the future, and I hope you go out there